Welcome back to Skippers, presented by Owner's Box Fantasy Sports. Today, everyone's favorite segment, Monday Mailbag. Avery, Jared Roacher, Andrew Boyer, and new one, Jared Hall behind the camera. Jared, how's it feel?
Feels great. I know a lot about baseball.
He's the question guy, so that's why we have him here. But we're just going to answer your fantasy baseball questions today. In the Discord, make sure you subscribe. We're getting these questions. Also, emailing rosters to Jared. What's that email again?
Skippers@ownersbox.com.
Get all your questions in, and we'll answer them live on air. So, Jared, get into our first question.
You've got mail.
With no IL spots, which of these injured pitchers are you holding and which are you dropping? Soroka, Syndergaard, Severino, or Sale?
As if they all have S's in their name.
Yeah,
that
four S's.
That just makes
funny.
it tough
Four
for Jared.
S's.
So someone go first.
I'm going to go, which one are you dropping?
Soroka.
Yeah, I would go Soroka.
I'm dropping Soroka as well.
I'm dropping Soroka. I'm holding Severino. I think out of these four, I lean towards Severino.
I'm going Severino and Sale over Syndergaard and Soroka.
I'm definitely holding Sale, dropping Soroka, and then depends on who's available on the waiver wire for the other two.
So apparently this Achilles injury that Soroka has, he already has a setback after feeling good. He had a shoulder injury. Then the setback, Syndergaard, I haven't heard much of. I think he's closer than maybe Severino and Sale. But Sale is just throwing off the mound now. If the Sox use him, they're going to be really good if they make a postseason push, in my opinion. So I don't know. I think Severino's an ace. Like if he's
Severino,
healthy.
yeah.
So is Sale.
Syndergaard probably has more league winning potential than Severino, though.
Based on when he'll come back.
Yeah, he would come back later, but he's better pitcher.
Than Severino?
Yeah.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly, and I don't.
Give me Thor all day.
I don't think it's very close at all.
Yeah, I feel like it's been forever since we've seen Sale pitch. I did no clue how he's going to be. I feel like he's going to be wild coming back.
If I were to rank these four pitchers, I would go Sale, Severino, Soroka, then Syndergaard probably.
Wow.
I would go Severino, Sale, Syndergaard, Soroka.
Yeah. Sale, Syndergaard, Severino, Soroka.
Differing opinions. Jared, question number 2.
All right, thoughts on Madison Bumgarner the rest of the season?
5 straight quality starts.
So we drafted him, hoping for this resurgence of the old man, Madison Bumgarner. Did you hear the story of him like bull riding back in the day?
He's like, no, I did. I heard the story. Like he's a big motorcycle guy, and
he used to go and he used to compete in bull riding events under a different name, just so people wouldn't know it was him. That's how much that guy like doesn't really care about baseball.
He's gritty.
It's so gritty.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts the rest of the season?
I think, to be honest, I don't know. If you have him, you have him. But like he's playing the Dodgers this week and Colorado in
This is a terrible
Colorado.
week.
It's a terrible week.
I'm still starting him.
I'm not starting him.
I'm not starting him this week.
He's just
on our team
he's
that we
throwing
managed
like
to
92.
Okay, but is up from 89.
Yeah.
So it's all
He was
relative.
also
like
absolutely horrendous last year and looked terrible to start the year. I don't trust Bumgarner at all.
I'm going to say hold, but definitely do not trade for him. Don't trade for him at his current price, but definitely hold him and start him for the foreseeable future.
I'm intrigued. The velo's up. He's getting whiffs somehow with 91 mile an hour fastballs and stuff that doesn't move a ton, but like good for him. Jared, question number 3.
With Marcell Ozuna looking like a buy low, who are you offering for him in a trade?
This one comes from YouTube.
Shout out to YouTube. Who's going to go first on this one?
Looking for a trade. I mean, we talked about Ohtani. I think that
So
you
you're
could
just
get.
going to steal my... I told you before the show who I was going to say, and you just totally stole him.
He was my sell high.
Okay.
He was my sell high. But I do think that you could actually get more for Ohtani, to be honest. Ozuna's been pretty bad. He's in a great spot, but I think people are overvaluing how great of a spot he's in. He's just not hitting well. And let's not remind people, he wasn't really that good before going to the Braves. So
If I had Giancarlo Stanton, I am trading him in a heartbeat for Marcell Ozuna.
yeah, Stanton's one that I would give up for Ozuna. But overall, I don't really like Ozuna that much.
Feels like a couple years ago when he was in the Cardinals, he had that really down year.
Yeah.
Then he bounced back with the Braves the first year. So it seems like every other year he kind of has a down year. But it's just too good of a situation. Like I would definitely trade 2 overperforming guys, like maybe Jared Walsh and Mitch Haniger or something like that, and go for Ozuna while he's buy low. But his StatCast profile doesn't look good. I'm just betting on the situation and his past stats.
One of those guys, 1 for 1. You're not going 2 of those guys for Marcell Ozuna.
Depends on the league structure. But I still bet on him rest of the season over both of them.
Yeah, I think if 1 for 1, those are good trades. But I think if you're packaging 2 for 1 Marcell Ozuna,
Maybe
I don't
a bit of an
love
overpay.
Yeah, I think so. All right, number 4, Jared.
All right, in a Dynasty League, somebody asks, my team is in win now mode. Should I trade away Wander Franco for Anthony Rendon?
Thoughts, anyone, before I go?
I'm making this trade. I'm taking Wander Franco.
That is not what the question
that's
is.
not taking the trade.
Should I trade away Wander Franco? Ugh, no, I wouldn't make this trade.
So-
Unless I'm really hurting at third base and I really need a third
thin
baseman, I'm keeping Wander Franco. I think he's going to be up soon, and when he's up, he's going to stay up, obviously, and he's going to rake.
I think this is a win now move, just how it is based on one's a prospect, one's a veteran. But I don't think this is the right move to win now. Wander Franco, you can get way more than that.
Yeah, and
Wander
Rendon
Franco.
is 30 and Wander's like 20 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wander Franco's like, he's the top prospect in baseball. Like how we know what Anthony Rendon is at the top of his game. If he can stay healthy, he hasn't been healthy this year. So what is it the best he's going to do this year? Is it going to be much different than what Wander Franco would do if he's up in the next 2 weeks? I don't know, really.
Yeah, I don't think the upside. I don't see the upside being that much better than what Wander Franco is going to produce in the MLB this year. I would much rather trade for someone like a Kyle Tucker or something who's 24.
Yeah.
That is producing right now, but I think it's just.
Let's say they're hurting at third base. I'm guessing that's why they're trying to make this deal.
I would look for someone younger. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at.
It's only been regression since he's been in Los Angeles,
Yeah,
right?
I
Yep,
feel like
that's
there's
fair.
been a lot of hitters that have
Yeah, and
died.
like you said, Wander Franco get called up this year and be just as good as Rendon,
Yeah.
and then you have 10 more years of Franco as an
Yeah.
asset.
You have
then-
15 years of Wander Franco if things work out, I think.
I mean, yeah, 10 years on Rendon, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But number 5, Jared.
All right, last question here. At this point in the season, which player do you have winning the AL Cy Young? Garrett Cole, Tyler Glasnow, Carlos Rodon, or John Means? Or someone else?
Oh man, this is tough.
I don't think it's that tough.
Why? John
Because-
Means has been one of the best pitchers.
Because it's Garrett Cole.
Give me Glass now.
You can have him.
Yeah, I think it's a Carlos Rodon. I think is the only one here that's kind of I would put out.
Who's already, he's
Out of
just
the
got to
race.
start, skip, too.
Yeah,
Like,
and he didn't have a great start in his.
but it is at this
Last
point of the
start.
season, not who do you think's going to win the whole time. So
Yeah, no, I think I'd lean towards. I feel like Cole's always like you're expecting this.
it's
one of those.
It's like the LeBron James
Yeah.
NBA MVP thing. It's just he wins it too much, so that's why he doesn't get it in
Yes.
those other years.
And I feel like Glass now he's having the year that everyone like kind of like wants him to have.
It was almost like this is high level of what
yeah.
people were expecting.
Yeah.
This wasn't like
they weren't expecting a lot of Glass now this year.
not as much as the year before.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think when the season ends, we'll have Glass now as AL Cy Young.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I hate the Yankees, but
But you just got to respect like pretty much the best pitcher in
Yes.
baseball.
You're pretty much looking at Cole Glass now like you're taking Cole.
You picked,
you're taking Cole.
You picked Garrett Cole as one of the 3 best pitchers in baseball in your fantasy leagues this year, and he is living up to he hasn't done anything for him not to be up there still. So that's why I'll take him.
hopefully the Blue Jays can bang him a couple times and then
Yeah.
knock his
Yeah.
voting down a peg.
We'll see about that. All right, into the reconstructing roster segment. Now we go. We said last week, get on the construction outfits. We're going to go to work for your fantasy team. That's exactly what we're going to do. Got a couple emails. We said we were going to get the worst team. We actually didn't get sent too many teams that were really bad, right, Jer?
No, we got a couple submissions, but no, not really a team that we saw last week.
Last week was maybe the worst team I've
Yeah.
seen. This week, I mean, this is fine. So here, I'll read the email. Hey, fellas, love the concept of dissecting people's rosters. Try and get his checked out. Currently 12-team category head-to-head. Redraft league, 21 roster spots. Roster currently consists of Christian Vasquez, Freddie Freeman, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Manny Machado, Tim Anderson, Grichuk, Chris Bryant, Dylan Carlson, Austin Meadows, Benintendi. On the bench, IL is Yaz and Kirilloff. Starting pitchers, Luis Castillo, Zach Gallen, Zach Plesac, Zach Wheeler, holy shit, Zach's, Kyle Hendricks, Christian Javier, Freddie Peralta, Trevor Rogers, Robbie Ray, Jake McGee, and Will Smith as closers. Who to drop to make room for Yaz, or should I wait till he heats up to make a move? Our initial thoughts.
Off the bat, this is a really nice roster, but only one batter bench spot's kind of odd for a league.
Yeah,
There's a
he
couple-
says he only has 21 roster spots, so that's just a
He's
different.
got a bunch of pitchers on the bench.
Yeah, it seems like he's got a bunch of pitchers on the bench. The only one there that's kind of the odd man out, I would say, is Robbie Ray, based off his staff.
Lots of
That would-
strikeouts, though.
Yeah, but I don't think he doesn't need Robbie Ray in this rotation.
No, not with Freddie Peralta especially.
No. So I would look into trade Robbie Ray or seriously just drop him, to be honest.
Yeah. So that's his first move to get Mike Yastrzemski back in the lineup, which is fine. So we've done what he wants to do. Now let's dissect this roster. I have a couple players here: Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Randall Grichuk, Dylan Carlson, Austin Meadows that I have circled. My thoughts on guys that you could potentially move. Randall Grichuk, once everyone's back healthy, George Springer, is susceptible to not getting as many at-bats, right?
I think, would you wait here for Springer to come back and see how the Jays play Grichuk and Gurriel before you make a move and then drop one of them?
So Grichuk, I think, if I
That's
were
a really keen play.
if I were to rank the three, how would you rank the three? Springer, Gurriel, Grichuk.
I'll go
no,
Grichuk, Gurriel.
Grichuk's been way better.
Right now.
Yeah, but Gurriel's
Redraft.
second base eligibility.
Yeah, that's...
Okay. That's my three in my order.
Well,
We
I think
can
though,
differ.
I think that those two though, like it really depends on who's hitting well. Grichuk has been slowing down.
as we
Obviously-
thought he would.
Yeah, obviously wasn't going to keep up that pace, and Gurriel has not. Like he just hasn't got hot yet. So I don't know what the Jays are going to do when the time comes when Springer's in the outfield. So I think I wouldn't risk dropping someone right now. One of those two. I'd drop Robbie Ray. You know what you're getting out of Robbie Ray. Strikeouts, walks. This rotation doesn't need Robbie Ray.
True.
Like he just doesn't need him.
I mean, you have look. Yes, it does. Okay, look.
What?
Let's look at this rotation again. Zach Gallen out. Kyle Hendricks been really bad. Luis Castillo really bad. Right. So I don't think it's as good a shape.
Zach, Wheeler,
I'd
Javier, Peralta, Rogers, unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd float Luis Castillo out there on the trade market. You know he's been absolutely atrocious. Like,
If you-
just see who you can get for him, maybe a second baseman, so you can move on from Gurriel and get Yaz in there. I don't know.
Yeah. Luis Castillo just isn't doing it. And then you have Jake McGee and Will Smith as closers. That's not getting you a ton of saves right now.
Will Smith's been kind of horrible.
Jake McGee's been pretty good. Jake
Pretty
McGee's
good.
been pretty good for the Giants.
But I think he's blown a couple saves recently too.
Well, the Giants have been hot. Once the Giants cool down, that's not a great asset to have.
No. Yeah, he could use a good closer.
Yes.
For
So
sure.
if you're looking at Mark Melance is an ugly guy who's just been getting those saves this
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been bad. Also, Austin Meadows. What do you do with Austin Meadows?
It's tough because you'll have Kirilloff coming back, and Kirilloff, I mean, you got to find space for him in that lineup. I don't know
Maybe.
what you do with Meadows. I mean, to be honest, like
I would package Luis Castillo and then Meadows or Grichuk and open up that roster spot for Yaz by trading for a better pitcher or a better outfielder.
Yeah, he's got to trade one of these outfielders. He's got Ben Tendi on his bench. Meadows utilizing that utility spot, and then Kirilloff is going to come back with that outfield eligibility and first base
And
eligibility.
like I'm good with Machado and Tim Anderson here. Freddie Freeman's good. Christian Vasquez, 12-team category league out. Totally fine with Christian Vasquez as my catcher.
Yeah, plays a lot.
Yeah.
I like him.
Do we
Playing
like
that spot.
Grichuk, Meadows, or Yaz rest of season for this guy? For his outfield.
Probably Yaz, Meadows,
Yeah.
Grichuk. How would I put that?
Yeah,
in order?
I would agree with
I would
Avery
agree
on
with
that.
that.
Yeah.
Just because of Grichuk maybe getting replaced by Springer, right?
Yeah, Meadows has just been bad, dude.
He's horrible.
He had the one really good year. We thought he'd get back. There was a lot of talk about him in the spring too, and he just hasn't lived up to it, man. I wasn't a huge Austin Meadows guy. I'm not celebrating here. I wasn't a huge Austin Meadows guy. I didn't have any shares of him, and I just saw this kind of playing out. Like, who really cares about what Austin Meadows is going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Meadows guy too. I think that there's not many bench spots in this league, so he can, if he has to drop Meadows, he has to drop Meadows.
Or you can drop Ray and add Yaz onto the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to explore trades first before we're just straight up
sure.
dropping.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. Anything more from you guys?
Look for closer help, flip a starter for closer help, and look to drop potentially or look for trades of Robbie Ray.
That's all I got. Keep the questions coming. Keep subscribing. Thank you very much. The likes were awesome. We got 100 likes last
Yeah,
week.
smash the like
Fantastic.
If
button.
we get to 100 again, I mean, it would be a big deal for us. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you next time.